Welcome back to another Economics of Hiking course. Class is in session. Hey, what are y'all doing back there? All right, after that mild interruption back there, I sent it into the principal's office. Don't get yourself caught up in that mess too. The first graph we're going to look at is inelastic comfort. And this is modeled after inelastic demand. But what I want to show you is this. Now, this would be a pretty bizarre set of feet. And keep in mind as we go through this, everybody's feet are different, and kind of where your comfort level is a little bit different. We'll get to some of that in a minute. But to begin with, what we're going to look at is the comfort that different kinds of shoes will bring you walking. And we're looking at mileage on this one. But just imagine that whether it's boots, low-top hikers, trail runners, sneakers, Crocs, or flip-flops, that with an inelastic curve, what it means is that it doesn't matter what level of sturdiness of the shoe that you choose, it's going to give you the exact same comfort for mileage. That would be a pretty bizarre set of feet, where a pair of sneakers gives you the same comfort over miles that a pair of boots would, or a pair of flip-flops. That just doesn't make any sense. So this is not something that's going to make a whole lot of sense for us. I had to turn the class around because there was glare in the camera, and we can't have that. This next curve is the unit elastic curve, and what it shows is that each unit provides an equal increase or decrease in comfort. So whether it's going from flip-flops to Crocs, that's an equal increase or decrease, or from boots to low-top hikers, that's a perfectly equal increase or decrease in comfort. But what we're looking at here is just around the house comfort, where flip-flops would be obviously the most comfortable thing to go around the house, and then Crocs, sneakers, and then finally boots, which would not be very comfortable at all to be wearing all day walking around the house. Now, class, we begin a set of what I call violate the rules curves. And this is violate the rules curve number 1. The way this one works, now we're up to all day walking comfort. And the way this one works is, if you're walking all day, and of course terrain may change some of this and change how you think about it, but what you'll have is some point, and I marked it in green, some point where that is the maximum comfort you can have, and from that point, going up and increasing in sturdiness of your shoes, your comfort level is going to decrease, and going in both directions. So as you increase the sturdiness of the shoe, your comfort decreases, and as you decrease the sturdiness of your shoe, it decreases. The problem that you'll have is when that point doesn't meet, in this case it's kind of between trail runners and sneakers. That may not be accurate, it may not be legitimate, but it makes the point that if that point is not exactly at one of them, then you're going to have a little bit of trouble figuring out exactly the sturdiness or exactly the shoe, and finding that shoe that is that perfect compromise between the two. And the problem is, everybody's feet, they're all different, and everybody's going to have a little bit of a trouble finding exactly where they belong on this curve. I'll also add that in my experience, in my observations, not just my personal experience, but also observing other people, that this curve, even though it violates all the rules of economics, this curve is probably the one that's the most accurate. That there is a point where you can have the most comfort, and as you move in sturdiness, increasing or decreasing in sturdiness from that point, you are increasingly uncomfortable. Okay, class, can y'all pay attention? This ain't gonna last forever. This is violate the rules curve number 2. And you can see that in green is the sweet spot again, but you can see this curve is very similar to the last one, but this one has a more narrow sweet spot. And so you've got to find a pair of shoes in that sweet spot. In this case, it's between low-top hikers and boots, closer to low-top hikers. And what this does is, if your curve looks like this makes the search for your perfect pair of shoes even more difficult, because you have less wiggle room. Yeah, that's kind of funny for shoes, wiggle room. It makes your search for the perfect shoe a little bit more difficult, because you don't have as much wiggle room again. No, let me try that again. I don't know how else to describe that. What is that? It's wiggle room. It's wiggle room. You don't have as much wiggle room. You know what I mean. All right, this violate the rules curve number 3. This is for people who have already completely made up their mind what they want, regardless of whether they've experimented enough to really find out if that's the best thing for them or not. This is a lot of the YouTube crowd who have just follow the crowd, do what everybody else is doing, do what they're told, and this is what you end up with. Trail runners are the thing to do. That's my sweet spot. That's what I'm going with, and nothing else could possibly work. And finally, this is violate the rules curve number 4. This is for people who really have no idea what they want, or they don't have enough experience to know anything about what will work and what might work, what won't work, what might not work. They have no idea. I mean, not a clue. These are people at the very beginning of their search for the right shoe. And these people have got to be careful not to watch too much YouTube and get their mind made up for them. Okay, class, that concludes today's lesson on the economics of hiking shoes. Remember, your homework is due today. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be around in just a second to collect those.